So the simple things in life aren't always so simple, right? Especially when we revisit the basics. And I think we're going to just simply start today either lying over a bolster or our blocks. And the purpose is just to bring the chest into that sense of opening. So we can either lay over a bolster if we're looking for a nice cushy ride, but we need a bolster over the thighs, so just keep this in mind. So we're starting laying over the bricks or a bolster, and we're taking the bolster, and we're going to place that bolster on top of the thighs. But we're also going to use the strap and place the loop around the feet so that we can start to create some resistance as we pull those feet apart. It will help to engage the legs. Yeah. Nice tight strap. And then we place the bolster on top of the thighs. Bolster helps to ground the femur bones, which means to tighten those muscles around the bone, and this creates a lifting in the upper chest. So the more we press down with the bolster on top of those thighs, so just take your hands and press the bolster down. Press your bolster down so that you can start to feel those muscles engage by lifting your kneecaps, lifting those kneecaps to reach the upper thighs, and then making those legs longer and longer. Starting to feel the legs engage as you exhale out through the heels. So let's find the breath here. Let's feel the creases of the armpit chest lift. Let's feel the sternum lift in the front and feel a sense of the back also lifting. And that sense of lifting comes from both the inhale and the exhale. And the more we press the bolster down into the top of the thighs, the more we feel that sense of the upper chest opening and lifting. A complement from grounding and tightening those thighs and lengthening those legs, reaching through the heels. And now feel a sense of that exhale traveling out through those heels, opening the toes. So see if you can spread the toes wide, as well as lengthen those toes. So feel the toes get long and wide. Feeling the breath now start to travel through the body. See if you can feel that breath. Hello there. Reaching your fingers and toes. And feel the belly engage. So we lift through the corners of the smiley face. Feel the muscles of that lower belly area engage as you lift the belly up. Feeling the corners of the smiley face start to participate in the effort, creating that sense of joy coming from the inside out as we start to receive the breath. Deep breaths now, everybody. Feel those thighs engage as though you were trying to lift that bolster slightly with those upper thighs. And we use the hands to press down into the bolster. Let's now press the backs of the thighs into the floor. So if you have an imbalance, try one leg, one back thigh, press the back right thigh into the floor, and feel the back of that leg get longer and longer as you reach through the heel. And now let's press the back of the left thigh into the floor. So again, the kneecap of that left is lifting, reaching up to the thigh. So the front of the thigh and the back of the thigh are working together. The fronts of the legs are lifting up, and the backs of those legs are getting long as you spread the backs of the thighs from the inner to the outer thigh, right where the leg and the buttocks meet, right in that crease. See if you can widen that crease from the inner to the outer thigh. And as you make those legs longer and longer, see if you can now spread through your feet. So make the ball of the foot super wide. See if you can make the bottom of the foot super wide. So spread through the bottom of the foot, spread through the ball of the foot, making that foot wider and wider. And now contract your contract your ankles and make those legs narrower and narrower. So as you make the ankles thinner and thinner, narrower and narrower, making those legs thinner and longer, spreading through the bottom of the feet. Liberating the breath by grounding the femur bones, by engaging those legs. That's right. What was your thought?
There's a lot of imagination that always wide feet, narrow ways.
It is. It's a big imagination. That's right. So when the mind is still to receive all that creativity that comes from that stillness, that's when the juices flow, when that enthusiasm rises to meet that challenge with enthusiasm. So we look at that challenge as an enjoyable challenge that is within reach. Let's take the hands just for a moment, and let's remove the strap as we bring the feet together into Baddha Konasana, taking the bolster down on top of the thighs. Let's press the bolster down on top of those thighs, creating that sense of moving your knees away from you. Lower ribs down towards the hips, towards those abdominals, and then feel the armpit chest, feel the sternum rise through both the inhale and the exhale. So press through the outsides of the feet from that back outer heel, filling that space along the line of the inside of the foot right to the baby toe knuckle, feeling those toes getting longer, feeling those toes creating more and more space. So continuing that sense of drawing your knees away from you, let's take the hands to the elbows and reach the elbows up and overhead, gently drawing the outer arms away from the center line of the body, dropping the lower ribs down. Feeling the chest start to open through the inhale, through the exhale. Pausing now to slow that journey down. Pausing breath, letting go of whatever it is you no longer need through that exhale as we pause to release that tension before we begin that next new breath. Feel those side ribs moving with the breath. Feel them opening to receive. And then let's draw the elbows partly down and change the clasp of the hands to the elbows as you take those elbows up and overhead. Breathe deeply, everybody. Full body breaths now. Let your mind take a back seat. Let your breath lead this adventure. Stay present, not allowing the mind to run back to the past, not allowing the mind to skim forward, rushing the journey. Let's take the elbows back down, and let's move the bolster off to the side here. Good job, everybody. So I think we should lift the knees up gently and just take the soles of the feet to the floor. And before you lift your hips, see if you can drop those lower ribs right down to the hips. So we create this deep sense of tucking and scooping the pelvis. And then as we draw those lower ribs to the hips, start to press through your feet. Just pressing your feet down, feeling the hips naturally rise. And then finding a nice easy place where you can feel all four corners of the feet. And that's press those feet down. Just press your feet down, not with the intention of lifting the hips, but scooping the pelvis and starting to feel those outer buttocks, cheeks. Starting to feel the lower half of the body start to fully engage now as the inner thighs draw together, as the thighs get longer and longer, lengthening from the hip. Feel that energy travel along the top of the thighs, out through the kneecaps. Let's feel those big toes get long. So those big toes are connected to those bigger muscle groups, the quadriceps. So feel that connection as you lengthen your big toes. Feel that connection as you create that sensation of energy traveling along the tops of the thighs, out through the kneecaps. Press the four corners of the feet down. Feel their outer buttocks, cheeks. Contain and draw in towards each other. Lifting your belly. Tuck your pelvis, everybody. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Breathe deeply. So the upper body is nice and soft here. Let's release the hips. Let's drop the knees over to the right. Hello. So let's all come into the happy child's pose. Is there such a thing? So this pose was never my favorite pose. It's a challenging pose. And some of us need to have support underneath the head. Let's start by bringing the feet together and the knees wide. But not so wide that they're past the width of the hips. And again, if you feel that you need support, so as we drop the head down, if it doesn't rest on the floor, take something until you start to feel the body open. So extend arms long here. Let's straighten those arms, everybody. And if you need some support to create that connection between your heels and your buttocks, so lovely Linda, let's do this to start. Let's lift your feet. There we go. One. And then just push your bum there. And then let's stretch your head. Yes. Put your head on the block. There we go. And lengthen those arms. So we're working right now to create some length through the arms, from the shoulders right through the fingertips. Everybody open your fingertips, please. Open your fingers and spread your hands wide. See if you can open your shoulders and start to roll the creases of the inner elbows up towards the ceiling. So we're working to create that length through the arms, everybody. See if you can stretch your hands a little further away. Feel the breath come into that armpit area on both the inhale and the exhale. So to create that length through the arms in downward dog, it comes from the flank of the buttocks. So think about lengthening your lower back, everybody. Think about lengthening your lower back. Breathe deeply, so let the breath leave the effort here. Let your mind go and try and soften the body to receive that breath. So we're lengthening that lower back. Think about lengthening your lower back. Lengthening your lower lumbar. Feeling that torso getting longer and longer. See if you can walk your arms even further away. Press your hands down. See if you can drop your hips a little closer to your heels. Breathe deeply, everybody. Full body breaths. Let's take that right hand and thread it underneath the left. Turn your right ear down. So keep pressing that left hand to the floor, rolling the crease of that inner left elbow up. Open and externally rotate that left shoulder away from that left ear. Feel that exhale as you follow all the way through that breath, dropping the hips down. See if you can soften the head of your foot bones. Right at the very top of that thigh. See if you can soften that area a little and walk your hands even further out. Breathe deeply, full body breaths. Let the breath reach your fingers and toes. Try to make that exhale the same length as your inhale. Very nice, everybody. Take your right arm back to meet the left. And then spread that left hand underneath the right. Drop your left ear down. So deep breaths, please. Try to breathe. Full body breaths. Feel the breath come right up into the cervical vertebrae, the back of the neck. Follow through that exhale, softening the breath to extend the life of that breath. So as you come to the end of your exhale, soften the breath to lengthen that breath. And then try and take a moment to pause and just linger there in that moment of stillness before you begin that next breath. So just linger open to the possibilities of something new, something unfamiliar. Good job, everybody. Let's take that left hand back to meet the right. One more time. Let's slide those hands as far away from us as we can. Really push those arms. Feel the length come through the lower back. Feel the sides of the body getting longer and longer. Let's lift the hips here. So some of you will need to move your props. We're not coming into Adho Mukha Shavasana. We're going to come into a forward fold. So that's just like so. Let's bring those hips so they're against the wall and the feet are at least 1.5 feet, if not further, away from the wall, and then we are just folding forward here. Folding forward, walking those hands further and further away. Take a look at those toes so that the outsides of the feet are parallel. So turn your toes in if need be. Try to do your best to get those outer feet so they're parallel. And let's lift the kneecaps up. See if you can pull up through your kneecaps. So if you needed a block, have a block. So Linda, move your feet a little further away from the wall, my love. Yes, even further. So the further away, the better. And then folding forward, let's lift that right kneecap up, right up to that upper thigh. So fully straighten that leg by lifting the kneecap up to the thigh. And let's do the same with the left leg. Let's lift that left kneecap up, right up to the thigh. And we're rolling those inner ankles out so that those knees are neutral. They're not rolling in. Only the inner thighs are rolling in. But the ankles are rolling out. Those inner ankles are rolling out. You can see how this creates a much more symmetric leg. The legs are more like pillars. And now we can make those legs longer and longer, creating that sense of making those legs narrower and narrower, right into the ankle, and then spreading through the balls of the feet. See if you can let your head hang down from the mid-thoracic spine. Let your head hang. Breathe deeply, everybody. Full body breaths. See if you can walk your hands even further forward. Lower ribs to the hips, the arm and chest is reaching forward. So there's a counter stretch here. The chest is reaching up and the lower ribs are drawing down to create more and more space through that front body. Let your head hang, everybody. Good job. Let's come back, so just press away from the wall. Let's drop those knees down. Good job. And let's move those blocks off to the side. So we're going to take table position. Spread your hands, everybody. And don't have your hands too close together. That's it. So let's reach that right arm up. And try and relax that left shoulder. Drop the left shoulder down. And continue that sense of, again, releasing that left shoulder. And as you let the left shoulder drop, see if you can feel your inner shoulder blades squeeze together in the back body. So in order to do that, you have to press through that left hand to reach that right hand even further up and forward. Lift those lower ribs up, up, up. Good job. Let's reach that right hand through. So thread it through and reach. So press through that left hand as you reach the right hand. Lift your belly, stretch that right hand as far as you can. Good job, everybody. Let's reach the right arm forward. So lengthen that right arm and lift the lower ribs up and in. So again, this left arm is straight, drop the left shoulder down, lengthen that right arm, lift the lower ribs up and in. Right elbow to the torso, rotate and reach. Drop the left shoulder down, inner shoulder blades together in the back body. Take a few breaths here. So the longer you linger, the better. And if you need to come out and take a break, please feel free. One more little effort. Let's reach that right arm forward. So again, lengthen the right arm, lift the lower ribs, lift the front of the body up. Let's lift the left leg now. So think about lengthening the limbs. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. So to do that, you have to really press through that left hand and arm. Drop the left shoulder down. Lift the lower ribs up. Lift the whole front of the body up, 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 and lengthen the limbs. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Good job, everybody. The bird dog. Let's draw the elbow to the knee just once. Good job. Release onto all fours. That's curl as you release the head down. Lift the belly. Good job, everybody. Take a few breaths here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then let's come through. So as we come through the spinal wave, dropping the shoulders down, the spine's an extension, but see if you can lift those lower ribs up and in. So it's a tiny movement as the front of the body lifts and supports the back, creating more space underneath that armpit chest area. So we're in a spinal extension, reaching forward, but the lower ribs are lifting up and in to create that sense of squeezing the inner shoulder blades together in the back body. Good job. Let's do one more curl. Let's curl, drop the head, lift the belly. So this movement creates moisture in the spine. It creates space between the vertebrae. It removes imbalance, such as scoliosis. There we go. Let's come through one more time. So as you come through into the spinal extension, drop the shoulders, and then lower ribs up and in. Let's tuck the toes in and under, nice and wide. So take your feet wider than your mat, and let's come into this forward fold with our legs wide. Drop your head, everybody, and first of all, let's look at the outsides of the feet to make sure that they're parallel. And then let's walk the hands forward into a wide-legged downward dog. Wide-legged downward dog. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Just do what you can. See if you can roll the creases of your inner elbows up towards the ceiling to create that sense of opening. Let's lift the hips. So everybody lift your hips as you lift your lower ribs up towards those hips. Lift your hips. Drop your head. Good job. Let's walk the hands in towards the feet a little. And again, drop your head. Good job. Take your hands as far in towards those feet as you can. Lift your kneecaps. Good, everybody. Let's walk the hands back to the front of the mat. Drop the knees down. Good job. So we're back to all fours here, the table position. Let's reach that left arm up. So let's drop the right shoulder down. That's the hardest part, to start to let that right shoulder drop away from the ear. And the more you drop down, the more you'll start to feel that right side of the body. See if you can squeeze your inner shoulder blades together in the back. Breathe deeply, everybody. Let's thread that left hand through. So thread it through, pressing through that right hand to stretch the left arm as far as you can. And everything is working in that underbody to assist this effort. Breathe deeply, full body breaths. Good job. Let's reach the left arm forward. So feel that length in that left arm. Lift the lower ribs up and in. Elbow to the torso. Rotate and reach. Not a girl. Drop the shoulder. Look ridiculously happy from the inside out. We're almost done here. Good bird dog. Here it comes. Let's reach the left arm forward. Lift the lower ribs. Let's lift that right leg. So everything lifts up and in, up and in, up and in. Elbow to knee. Let's reach. Table position. Good job. This time, let's tap the toes, and we're just coming into a forward fold. Legs hip width apart. Uttanasana. So outer feet are parallel. Turn those toes in. And let's focus on rolling those inner ankles out. So the outer calves draw back and in. Kneecaps lift to the thighs. Inner thighs together. But the knees are always neutral. See if you can let your head, everybody, hang from the middle of your spine, the mid-thoracic spine. So feel your inner thighs. This helps to protect the lower back. We want to rotate those inner ankles out and press as hard as you can through those outer heels. Press through your outer heels. Kneecaps are lifting. Head softens from the mid-thoracic spine. The mid-thoracic vertebrae. Let your head hang from that place. Good job. See if you can walk your hands as flat as you can to the floor in towards your feet. Just do what you can. Breathe deeply here. So you want to bring those hands flat to the floor. Or maybe flat on some blocks. As we walk the hands in. And just do what you can, everybody. We're just having a little fun here. See if you can lift the balls of the feet off the ground. Something coming onto your heels. Lift your kneecaps. Good. Let's bring the feet down and walk your hands even further forward. Good job, everybody. And see how far you can take those hands without lifting your heels into downward dog. So just see how far you can go. So again, we're rolling those inner ankles out, pressing hard through the outer heel. Lower ribs to the hips, hips lift up. Hips lift, lift, lift. Good job. Let's drop the knees down. All right. Hello. Let's take a couple of nice easy stretches here. So if you have a blanket, bring a blanket underneath your knees, and then step, block to the right, left foot out to the left. Maybe we should come to standing, Linda. What do you think? Let's reach that left arm up and over. Yes. So press through that left foot. You got it. You got it, girlfriend. Step that left leg out to the side. Yep. Lift your belly. So looking ridiculously happy from the inside out. See if you can slide that left hand down a little further. That's it. Good job. So you see how tight the size of this right arm? This lateral movement here? That's why the government of Canada had everybody lifting the stupid hands. Yeah. That's it. Lift the belly. We're going to come into another pose in a moment you'll love. All right, let's come on up. Thank God we only have two sides. Okie dokie. So let's reach that right hand overhead. So you can plant that right foot. No. I have arthritis in my hand, so I can't use it. You can put your hand on the bolster. It would be nice for a second. Yes, yes. Lift your belly. Everybody breathe deeply here. Lift your belly. Okay, we're going to slow this down a moment, y'all. Just that's. Come on up here. Oh. And let's take that left hand over to the other side. Lift the belly. Breathing deeply here, full body breaths. So think of this leg coming back and the hip will follow. We're almost there, dear. All right, let's come on up. So we're going to take the throne pose. Oh, well. Oh, well. Oh, well is right. There we go. Let's do the throne pose here. So we're taking the bolster right up against the wall. We are going to sit on the bolster and bring the sacrum to the wall. So you have to bend forward to really jam that sacrum right up against the wall. And you're also going to bring your shoulder blades to the wall.
My throne pose was initially on gloves. What's that?
Oh, really? I can give you two bolsters, but if you want gloves.
You'd have a better chance of being safe against the wall.
Maybe just absolutely bring it on. Okie doke.
Demands that I move. But don't seem to be very good at it.
Well, you might have a few people that are on the same plane as that, so not to worry. Once we get through the process, though, the good news is you'll feel much more energetic, much more likely to take on the day. So the feet are together in Baddha Konasana, in the butterfly pose. And we are again, we're trying to jam that sacrum right to the wall. So you see, as I bend forward, this helps. And again, I'm bringing those heels. So get that sacrum to the wall, place your hands on your thighs, and have your shoulder blades, both your shoulder blades against the wall. Very nice. So I feel like you might be able to use something underneath your feet, because we want to get the outsides of the feet together. Outside of the feet together. Exactly. So let's find the center of the sacrum to start. Let's press the center of the sacrum into the wall. So this is a great exercise if you have an imbalance in your hips. So if one hip is tighter than the other,
feel something going on here ever so shortly. But in the meantime, as you press your sacrum to the wall, think about taking your knees away from you, so away from the hips. Press the sacrum, press the sacrum. Shoulder blades to the wall. Hey, sweeping. And then, if you'd like, you can reach your arms up. But let's press that sacrum to the wall. That's the most important part. Press the sacrum to the wall. Take your knees away from you. So if that sacrum is not against the wall, then you need to scooch even closer. That's it. Now, once you've found that center sacrum, once you've found your shoulder blades, lower ribs down, knees away from the hips, let's go over to the right side of the sacrum. See if you can press the right side of the sacrum into the wall.
You're pressing from where? Like how are you pressing?
Pardon me?
Like how, like pressing, because right now when you say pressing my sacrum against the wall, I'm using my feet
Good.
to push my,
Good.
that's it.
Excellent.
You don't care how we get there, just get there.
No, in fact, that is a very good effort. So the more we press those heels together, because that's the purpose of Baddha Konasana, is to have the heels together. So it's a very grounded thought. Very grounded. So press your heels, feel those thighs getting long, right after the kneecaps as the knees move away from you. And we're pressing the right side of the sacrum into the wall. So we really want to focus on that, especially if you have a tight right hip. Feel that right side of the sacrum. Press, press, press. And look at this as an enjoyable challenge. You're not going to a funeral.
Yet.
An enjoyable challenge, everybody. Right side of the sacrum. Push, push, push. Knees away from you. Just stay with it. So a little time, a little patience. And then we find something new, which means we've let go of some old imbalance that we really don't need. We're turning back the clock by rebalancing everything, realigning. Let's go over to that left side of the sacrum. It's getting lonely. See if you can press the left side of the sacrum into the wall. So these are refined movements. Try to just observe without any conclusion. Conclusions are limiting. They create boundaries inside and out. So just observe. It's a refreshing perspective. Left side of the sacrum to the wall, shoulder blades to the wall. Let's drop the knees down, everybody. Oh, very nice. Very nice. So that's space in the pelvic floor. There's 3 layers in both genders. It's one of the few areas of the body where we have a lot of similarities. It's also the disease center du jour. #1 disease center for both genders in North America. So creating a sense of opening in this area is important. Sacrum to the wall. Knees away from us. See if you can drop those knees down, down, down even more. So we're going to take Adho Mukha Shavasana or downward dog or a 90-degree downward dog against the wall, your choice. So help your inner legs by helping those legs lift up. It should be a bit of a challenge. Yeah. And just straighten your legs. And let's make those legs long again, just like before. See if you can create that sense of narrowing from your ankles all the way up the legs, spreading and widening the base of the foot. So make those feet wider and wider. Take up more and more space. Feel that exhale travel through the heels. Kneecaps lifting. Okay, and let's fold forward into Paschimottanasana. Grab a strap or not. But let's feel the lower ribs draw to the hips that lift the armpit chest. Inner shoulder blades together, maybe in the back of the body, if you can. Make those legs longer and longer, everybody. Stretch, everybody, stretch. So really stretch now. Just stretch those arms to those feet. That's it. Good job. And then slowly release. So everybody has a strap. Let's come, we're going to take a blanket underneath the back of the head. And a strap. Everybody's got a strap. And let's just draw the thighs into the chest. And just take a rock here, just releasing through your lower back and hips. Just take your hands around the back of the right thigh, draw as close to the chest as you can, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Everybody take a few breaths here. So tuck that right side of the pelvis, tuck, tuck, tuck. You want to have a little bit of space behind the lower back as you draw your lower ribs to your hips. Let's extend the left leg long. And just take the back of that left thigh to the floor. So again, make that left leg long. Tuck the right side of the pelvis in and under. See if you can spread the back of that left foot. So make that left heel as wide as you can. Relax your shoulders. Breathe deeply, everybody. Full body rest. Let's bring the left foot to the floor now. And let's take the strap around the ball of the right foot. And let's all have our elbows on the ground. So the right leg is straight. No bend in the knee, please. Just do your best. And let's, again, let's pull that right hip away from us.
to lengthen the right side, so we're not pulling that right hip up. Everybody relax your shoulders down. See if you can feel your inner shoulder blades. Look for each other in the back of the body. And now let's make that right leg as long as you can. See if you can stretch that right leg and push out through that right heel. Breathe on the exhale. Take an inhale. Deep exhale. Feel that exhale travel through your heel. And let's let that right hip drop as you reach up through your right heel. So let the right hip be heavy and then lengthen through that right heel. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. So again, relax your shoulders. Maybe you need to lengthen that strap a little. So you want to work the best that you can to become independent from the strap. That's again, spread through the ball of that right foot. So make that right foot as wide as you can. And as you spread through that right heel, let's make that right ankle narrow. So make it narrow, narrow, narrow. Make that whole right leg a pillar of strength by making it narrower and narrower. Make that a steel pole. Relax your shoulders. Let's extend the left leg long now. So, Linda, lovely Linda, straighten your left leg.
Oh, no wonder.
There we go.
I was
Perfect.
having a great
Now
time.
see if you can spread through the back of that left thigh. Make the back of that left thigh wider and wider. So the back of the left thigh is pressing to the floor. And we're making that right leg longer and longer now. Longer and longer, everybody. That's it. Spread through the ball of that right foot. Very nice. Now here's the real work. For those of you that cannot do the full effort now, keep the strap and see if you can take that. Maybe we'll start by bending the left foot. Bring the left foot to the floor. And now let's take the strap away. So we're doing the same thing here. We're making that right leg long to start. See if you can create that sense of breathing through your heel on your next exhale. And as we spread through that right foot, see if you can make that right ankle nice and narrow. So you can feel the intelligence coming through that entire right leg. That's what you're looking for. You want that right leg to get narrower and narrower. So if you can, see if you can straighten your left leg. So make that right leg long, and you can always bring this right leg up to a wall if you wanted to. If this was absolutely out of your pay grade, you can always start here. But the work is to spread through the bottom of that right foot, especially the ball of that right foot, and make that right leg thin and long, thin and long. Let's take the arms overhead here, interlace your palms, reach your palms away from you, push through your left heel. Breathe deeply, everybody, that's it. Good job. Let's draw the right thigh into the chest. One more time. Good. Let's draw the left thigh in to meet the right. Take a little rock just to release the lower back, to release the hips. And let's take the hands now around the back of the left thigh. So draw that left thigh into the chest. Tuck that left side of the pelvis in and under, everybody. Drop your chin to the chest as the back of that neck gets long. And just breathe deeply. See if you can feel that exhale leave the body. Remember, there's a little bit of space behind that lower back and the lower ribs are dropping down. Let's extend the right leg long. There we go. Good job. So push through that right heel. Make that right leg longer and longer as you tuck the left side of the pelvis. So again, the lower ribs are drawing to the hips. There's a little bit of space behind that lower back because the back of that right thigh comes down to the floor. We create that sense of trying to make a little bit more space behind that lower back without lifting those lower ribs or changing too much. So it's a refined movement. There. Great job, everybody. Let's bring the right foot to the floor. Let's take the strap around the ball of the left foot. And again, bring your elbows to the floor, please. The back of the arms are touching. So you press down through those arms. Lift your chest, lower ribs down. And the first work is to get that left leg straight. We're working towards this in the end. But this is just the steps. So let's start by completely straightening that left leg best as you can. And feel free, lovely Linda, if you wanted to bring your leg against the wall of the corner, you can. That might be a better option if this is too much. But if it's good, then let's roll with it. Let's make that left foot as wide as you can. So spread through the ball of the foot. Spread through the left heel. And see if you can make that left ankle narrower and narrower. And then let that narrow ankle travel all the way into the leg as you make that left leg even more narrow. See if you can soften right at the head of the femur bone. So soften that area. Good job, everybody. So it's just a work in progress. That left hip is drawing down towards the right foot, so the left side of the body is the same length as the right. Let's bend the right leg now, and let's take the strap and move it off to the side. So again, if you need any assistance, then just go back. See if you can make that left foot wider. So spread to the bottom of that left foot. Spread, spread, spread. So there's a little bit of space behind that lower back. The lower ribs are dropping down. You're exhaling through that left heel. Everybody take an inhale. Exhale. Feel the heel reach to the sky on that exhale. Breathe deeply here, everybody. Breathe, breathe, breathe. So if you can, let's straighten that right leg. If you can. Pressing the back of that right thigh down. Spread through the ball of that left foot. So again, if you need to bring that left leg against the wall, you can. Otherwise, let's all interlace our palms. Reach the palms overhead. Push through the right heel. Spread through the bottom of that left foot. Let's bend the left leg and straighten the left leg to meet the right. Let's reach through both heels. Lower ribs down. Press the backs of your thighs to the floor. Good job, everybody. Deep breaths. Push through those heels. Let's draw the thighs to the chest. So again, just take that little rock from side to side. Let's open the arms out to the T position and drop your knees over to the left here. So let's take that left hand on top of that right thigh. Squeeze your inner thighs together, everybody. And let's inhale, lift the chest, up, 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 as we gaze to the right. So as the armpit chest lifts, and we gaze to the right, those right ribs are drawn towards the left. So that's what creates space through this upper thoracic area, through this whole pectoral area. Breathe deeply, everybody. Inner thighs together. Think about lengthening that left thigh again from the hip to the knee, along the top of that left finger bone. Breathe if you can. Try to allow the breath to be the most important thing. The most important thing going on. Take a breath. Let's all see everybody's diaphragm move a little. Now we're going to roll towards the back body, taking that left foot to the floor, pressing deeply through the top of that left thigh. So move that left knee away from the right leg as far as you can, pressing down through the top of that left thigh. So the chest is heading towards the ceiling, the sternum is heading to the sky, and we're opening, walking that right foot towards the left hand, the right leg is straight. So deep breaths here, that's what really unlocks the twist allows that detox to take place. Good. So release your left foot. Let's bring the knees together. Right hand to the left. And let's roll onto the belly here. Just for a moment. So this is always a nice stretch. Take your hands just a little in front of your shoulders. Nice and wide and just press up. Lift your belly. Feel those lower ribs drawing in and down as you drop the shoulders down. Good. And then let's come back to the back. So coming back onto your back body. And remember, if you need that blanket underneath the back of the head, that's always a good idea, especially if your chin heads towards the sky. So let's draw the thighs in. Take a little rock here. Open those arms to the T, drop your knees to the right. And let's take that right hand on top of that left thigh. So inner thighs together, best you can do it. Or if there's no hope, you can always support by bringing those inner thighs together with the bolster. So this creates that connection. Right hand to the top left thigh. Open that left arm out to the T. So remember, those left ribs are drawing towards the right ribs, and then the upper chest is going towards the left. And we just allow the breath to do all of that effort inside. The mind is nice and still. The effort is entirely with the breath. Deep breaths, let your mind go. Good, everybody. Release your right hand. Take your left hand over to your right and slide that hand past to release the upper thoracic spine. Let's take a right hand overhead. Again, if you want to use a blanket, you can. Let's bring the left knee in front and rolling towards the front of the body. Bending your right knee, catching that right foot with the left hand. And we're tucking that right side of the pelvis. Lengthening through that right thigh if you can. From the top of that right thigh, the head of the femur bone, along that femur bone, out through the knee. So feel the energy travel through the kneecap. So to finish that energy, you have to create a sense of scooping that right side of the pelvis. We're drawing the foot closer towards the buttocks. So the thighs get tight, the quadriceps get tight very easily. Walking on pavement is a good contribution to that tightness. So it takes a few moments for the thighs to start to discover that length that We need to breathe. Softening the body. Okie dokie. Let's roll towards the back of the body. So we're pressing down through that right thigh to take the right foot to the floor. Try to move that right knee away as much as we can, straightening that left leg. Lifting the sternum to the sky. Breathe deeply here. So we want to bring that right foot to the floor, pressing down with that right thigh. Lift your chest, everybody. Breathe deeply, full body breath. Breathe, breathe. Everybody take some breaths. So these twists feel better when you breathe, but sometimes we're so tight in that we can't take a deep breath. So it's up to you to find that place where you can actually breathe. You don't want to hit that wall where there's just no movement. No movement inside, no movement outside. So the breath needs to be free to travel. So eventually the right hand reaches for this left leg, but it's sort of really out of my pay grade. Let's release that right foot. And again, bring your knees together. And let's take that left hand over to the right to slide that left hand past. And now use your left hand to gently press you up. Good. And we're going to take just one forward bend against the wall to make sure that we have a nice long spine. So again, same thing. Feet away from the wall, and we're leaning back against the wall, folding forward. See if you can walk your sits bones up the wall. Try to let your head drop. So we're just making sure that the memory of the twist is gone from the spine. And then we're going to come into our final pose, Viparita Karani. So let's bring the bolster. So that it's about 4 inches from the wall. And then blanket with the creases facing inwards. You survived.
I feel great.
That's what we want. We want to feel great. Everybody reiterate that thought. It's a good thought. I feel great. It's present. It's a great thought. All right, so buttocks cheeks to the wall. Both of the buttocks cheeks. Legs up. And you can always use your ropes to cheat, to get those sits bones right to the wall. See if you can just take your hands and press the backs of your thighs into the wall. Reach through your heels. So press the backs of those thighs into the wall. Lengthen those legs so that you feel that exhale travel through your heels and let's spread through the bottoms of the feet. So create that space in the bottom of the feet. Can it help?
I think I need a truck to move it.
You need a crane? You need a crane?
Yeah.
All right, I can come and help you if you like. Woo! So while everybody is spreading through the bottoms of those happy feet, see if you can make your ankles nice and long. Well, you have to come and sit. Come on, and let's move that bolster a little further from the wall.
But I have a problem with that.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
Tell you, it's the end.
It's just the beginning. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. Good job. Okay. Come on down this way. Okay. You're there. How? I don't know. You're there. Good job. Good job.
But you see, last week when you were giving that student
Yes.
a lecture about this,
Yes.
you said that the thighs had to be against the wall.
Yes, but not everybody is going to be able to get the thighs against the wall if the hamstrings are tight. She is very hypermobile. So, there you go. So we can do our best to get those thighs against the wall. Would anybody like a bolster on top of their feet?
Yes.
Yes. So what that allows is for the sits bones to drop behind. So you can maybe move that bolster a little further away. You see how I like it with the creases? Yes. So your sits bones are dropping behind. Yes. Yes. Does it feel different? And again, press the backs of those thighs to the wall if you can. Good job. Good job. See? Anything's possible, right? Yeah. And we're looking a little ridiculously happy here. That was very elegant, let's see. Okay. So if you'd like to follow along, please feel free. Let's take that right foot to the top of the left thigh, or you can continue to just linger with the bolster on top of your feet. And let's bend that left leg. So we're flexing the right foot, lengthening through that right Achilles. This engages the shin to protect the knee. So breathe deeply here, everybody. Full body breaths. So this is probably the best opportunity one might have to try and explore the lotus pose. So if you'd like to give it a shot, try to take that right heel up towards this left hip. And then we can cheat asana, trying to get the left foot over the right. Let me just enjoy ourselves here. like to bring your legs straight again. If you were in the lotus or somewhere in between, let's straighten the legs because the head is lower than the heart. So we're reducing plaque and glutamine in the brain on an MRI. Reducing disease, fluid inversions. Bats have no autoimmune disease. They spend their lives hanging upside down. So having that head lower than the heart is time well spent. Let's take the left foot this time on top of the right thigh, and then that right leg, flex your left foot. Feel that left hip open to receive. Breathe right into that left hip. Breathe right to that place where you feel tension in the body. And now if you would like to try and attempt the lotus pose, and feel free to cheat asana along the way, whatever you need to do, just to explore this great pelvic opener. Opens the hips, the groin, thighs. It's a nice back bend. We're opening the chest. The head is lower than the heart. So the brain is getting all sorts of fresh oxygen, blood to the brain. Fortify all those vessels. This recharges your batteries. It really helps to revitalize the central nervous system. Okay, everybody. I think we should start to make our way down. So if you're in the lotus pose, just straighten your legs for a moment. And then let's come down into our final rest, Shavasana. And we're taking our happy blocks and we're placing them like so. And let's take that bolster and bring the bolster on top of the happy blocks. There we go, yes. And then the happy legs come over the bolster. There we go. Yep. Come even closer to the, that's it. Yes, very nice. Should we do some more?
No,
Thank you.
that's yours.
Okay. So take a moment and just tuck those shoulders in and under and allow the palms to face up. softening now through your eyelids. Just let your eyelids fall. Let your eyes fall back and down. Softening the inner corner of the eyes. Softening your nostrils. And soften the innermost corner of the ears now. So the inner corner of the ears is where tension begins. So softening that area, letting that inner corner of the ear relax and release. Let your lips be still, allow the tongue to fall up towards the roof of the mouth. Let your jaw muscle relax. Allow your body to be heavy now. Feel how Mother Earth rises up to catch the body, creating that sense of just hovering above the surface. Hovering in a place of stillness, lifeless, weightless, without a footprint. Allow the mind to be completely still now with the body. Allowing the fingers and toes to start to move, breathing life back into the body, into the soul. Then draw your thighs to your chest and take that little rock, making your way forward to one side. Make your way up and sit on the bolster. Let's bring the hands to prayer, everybody. Take a moment to thank yourself for this great effort. Take a moment just to feel the stillness within. Feel the openness in the mind, in the body. Let me thank you all for allowing me to guide you. Namaste. Namaste. So nicely done.
Exactly, you're